Hello, and welcome to Principles of Macroeconomics. This is Module 6, and we will be discussing productivity and economic growth. So productivity is the amount of goods and services a worker can produce in 1 hour. Differences in productivity reflect differences in living standards across countries, and improvements in productivity are going to yield economic growth. So let's discuss first why productivity is important for standards of living. Productivity reflects how many goods and services a worker can produce. The more productive a workforce is on an aggregate level, the more goods and services an economy will produce. Now, we produce goods for the purpose of selling them. So as we produce more and sell more goods and services, on an aggregate level, the incomes in an economy will be higher. Now, higher incomes are correlated with better education systems, better health systems, better access to technology, and overall, consumers in the economy will be better able to satisfy their needs and wants. Therefore, higher incomes are going to correlate with higher standards of living. So indirectly, higher levels of productivity will also reflect higher living standards within an economy. There are 3 key factors that determine the level of productivity in an economy. The first one is physical capital per unit of labor. Now remember, in economics, physical capital reflects machines, technology. Physical capital reflects machines, tools, factories available to the workforce. The more machines that workers have, the more productive they will be. Let's think of an example of a farmer in the United States versus a farmer in Zambia. The farmer in the United States will use the most up-to-date machines available, whereas the farmer in Zambia may still be relying on oxen to plow his fields. If we think about the amount of, let's say, yams that the US farmer will be able to harvest versus the farmer in Zambia, most likely the farmer in the United States will be able to harvest many more yams than the one in Zambia in 1 hour. The next factor is human capital per unit of labor. Human capital reflects the education, skills, and knowledge of a workforce. The more educated and the more skilled the workforce is, the more productive they will be. And lastly, technological knowledge. This is related to access to technology as well as the use of best practices in production. Technological knowledge is going to improve productivity across the economy. So, improvements in productivity are going to yield greater economic growth. We can think of the example of China over the last few decades. The Chinese economy has improved in terms of the capital access, human capital, as well as technological advancement, and has seen growth rates of 10% or more per year. Now, this comes up to a point. An economy can invest in improvements in productivity through investing in greater physical capital or greater human capital, but over time, they're going to experience what is called diminishing returns. Diminishing returns to capital tell us that, yes, we can improve the amount of capital that we have in an economy, but the subsequent increases in output that we experience are going to start to diminish. So yes, we produce more, but the increases in production are going to be smaller and smaller. So diminishing marginal returns tell us that we can improve our productivity by increasing the amount of capital that we have, but the subsequent increases in growth rates are going to be smaller and smaller. Therefore, policymakers must rely on imposing various policies and regulations that enhance economic growth. These include policies that will enhance and encourage domestic investment for businesses to continue expanding and continue growing, attracting foreign investments so that foreigners help domestic businesses expand, promoting universal education, and ensuring a strong healthcare system and good nutrition for their population, promoting free trade, encouraging research and development, and ensuring that overall the economy is conducive to business activity. So what have we learned in this video? Well, we've talked about productivity and how it's important for determining the standard of living across countries, how improvements in productivity can yield greater economic growth, and of course the different types of policies that can be put into place to help expand economic growth and continue economic growth. Thank you so much for joining me in Module 6.